Hello there, morons. It's Victor King of the Morons. As you know, I own a black Lamborghini, and because I'm such an owner of such a luxurious car, such a lavish vehicle, a luxurious car, a tank of style. That's what it is. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger tank of style. No, of course I do not own a black Lamborghini, but I've often joked that I actually own a black Vamos Honda, which is it's a van, but it's not big enough to be like a serial killer type van. You know, all serial killers. First of all, I'm not technically white, so I can't be a serial killer. You got to be white to be a serial killer, right? You can't be black or Hispanic. I mean, you could be, but they're very rare. So I've got this black van, and it's a mini. It's a mini van, which means it's called a K car. The classification is K car in Japan. And what that means is that the engine is a bit smaller. And there's also certain rules. For example, it can only technically seat 4 people, although you can easily sit 5. And if you threw people in the backpack, it'd probably be another 2 people. Yeah, so we've got a van. Now, because it's a K car, we also don't have to pay so much shaken. The shaken is cheaper. Think of this, whenever I say shaken, think of tax. Every 2 years in Japan, pretty sure it's every 2 years, you have to pay a tax on your car. Okay? So, if you have a regular car, the tax is a bit more. I think it's about $1,000 now. I forget. I think for my car it's a little bit less, like maybe $800 or $700. Even if you have a motorcycle that's 400cc or above, you have to pay this tax, the shaken tax. If you have a 250cc or lower, like a scooter, a 50cc scooter or something, then you don't have to pay that tax. So that can be quite a factor, I think. Every 2 years you pay 100,000 yen. It's a pain in the ass. It hurts, 100,000 yen, $1,000, right? Well, nowadays more. No. Nowadays, it's like $800. Yeah. Oh, I did an exchange. I actually got some money the other day. I got 607, I think I got $650 or so, and it converts into about 80,000 yen, which is pretty good conversion there. Anyway, that's what's happening. So the question I got from this guy named, what's his name? I don't know if I should say his name, but he wants to know if he should bring his car to Japan because he's coming next month and he's got a 4x4 SUV crossover Dacia Duster. What is that? I don't even know. I'll see if I can take a look at this on the internet real quick. As I speak to you, a Dacia Duster. Let's see, what does this, is this a regular looking car? I don't know. Oh, it's a pretty decent looking car. Wow. Yeah, it's a real car, not a K car. See, of course they have it looks like a big car. I don't know. It looks nice. However, a couple things a factor. I think when you bring a car over like that, it's got to go through inspections and it may cost quite a bit. They may ask you to replace this and that and get this done and that and done. And you may have to pay the shaken anyway. Unless it's less than 2 years old, maybe you get away with that, but I kind of doubt it. I would say probably it's not worth it. It's going to cost you probably $1,000 to ship it over, at least anyway. And then let's say, of course I don't know, so if anyone knows more, then please leave it in the comments. Let's say $1,000 to ship it over, $1,000 taxes, the shaken. And if it's a kind of a big car, you don't really want a big car in Japan. The streets are small, a lot of skinny little narrow, beautiful streets. But you probably want a smaller car, like a K car that I have. And if you're going to keep it for a while, if you plan to be here for a while, that's another thing. If you plan to be here for a while, the shaken could hurt you. But at the same time, if you really love your car and you plan to be here for a while, then I guess you could bring it over and keep it, But if you're going to be here for 2 years or you don't know, then you ship it over and what? You're going to sell it? That's possible, I suppose. Or you could take it back, but that's another, $2,000 or something. I do know people do. I understand, like in the States, people will go to Europe, buy a Mercedes-Benz and bring it back because it's actually cheaper and stuff. I had a friend who did that. Who was that? I don't remember. A long time ago. People do that shit, In Japan, you don't hear about it too much. What happens in Japan a lot is, cars some get stolen and then taken to other countries and broken up into parts. But what a lot of people do here is they take their used cars and they buy them up. There are dealers here who buy a bunch of used cars at once and ship them all to Australia or Africa. I have a friend who does it to Africa. It's a lot of New Zealanders and Australians seem to be in that business. And the reason this is important to your question is to tell you that the cost of used cars is much cheaper in Japan. So you can probably get a pretty decent used car. I didn't tell you, but my car is only, it's a pretty good car. It's a pretty good shape. And I think we got it for $10,000. So not bad, It's got navigation system, regular stuff, stereo, air conditioning. It seats 4 because that's the law. The K cars are only legally allowed to seat 4. It doesn't have a lot of power, but it'll hit 140. I've got it up to, I think, 140 kilometers an hour. Fastest. No, I have never done that. In case any policemen are watching, I can see the meter could go that far. Of course, I've never driven that fast. I always stay under the speed limit, and often less than, because it scares me. So anyway, that's the answer to your question. This guy wrote me a couple times, and he really wants an answer. Since he's coming soon, I busted him up to the top of the list and answering your question. There you go. If you do have a question for me, I'm really tired, guys. If you do have a question for me, please feel free to send it. If you're on my Patreon, if you're a Patreon supporter, I will prioritize your question. Because I got it, cause it's all economics. But if you're not a Patreon supporter, I will still probably answer your question like I'm doing right now. But there's no guarantee. You might have to wait. Unless you're really, really persistent, like this guy is. And I've been answering the persistent questions. Anyway, before I let you go here today, just a few things to show you. A few t-shirts came in. I wanted to show you. These are the t-shirts that we're selling on my side here. Zenzen wakarimasen. Pretty cool. I do not understand at all. That's what it says. This is a really good, attention getter. If you wear this and a Japanese person sees it, they would definitely laugh. Or probably laugh, most likely laugh, and start a conversation. Okay, I've worn that before. This is a new model that I just made up. This is a little bit cuter than the old one. Right? Zenzen wakarimasen. Zenzen wakarimasen. I don't understand at all. Which is funny because you're wearing a t-shirt that says you don't understand what your t-shirt says. The other t-shirt is a Tokyo Tonight t-shirt, which is Hiko Simon's live show on Sunday nights. That's a pretty cool t-shirt. I like green for some reason in t-shirts. The last one I'm really happy about. Check it out. This is the Moron Army t-shirt. And this is a slightly new model. None of the old models were ever sold because I prevented them from being sold. But you can't really tell with this camera, but if you look really closely, you won't be able to tell, but you have to take my word on it. This is made up of hearts, of smiley faces. So if you look really close at the pictures right there are all these smiley faces and paws, like dog paws. And that's a Moron Army t-shirt. And of course, the reason the dog paws are there is because one big part of the channel was Maggie Sensei. And she, of course, as you know, died this past March. But we do have a t-shirt, Maggie Sensei t-shirt. Sad dog. Give the dog a bone. Happy dog. Okay. There it is. It's just telling you what's available. A lot of those t-shirts, a lot of you asked me. We got a new t-shirt that just came out yesterday called WTF. And in Japanese it says, Nante koto, nante kota. Which means what? Well, which is the closest way to say what WTF in Japanese. It's a pretty cool looking t-shirt. You can check it all out. If you're interested in that, any of that stuff, it's in the description below. You can click on those links. And that's all I got for you tonight. Thanks for watching, guys. I got one more video for you coming out, so move on to the next video. The next video is kind of interesting. I think you'll like it. Alright, see ya.